father-in-law,
There we go.
yeah, so his father-in-law was a IU football player, and he still does stuff down there. So they have seasons, they get tickets or whatever, they get them at not the exorbitant price that.
Anyway, good morning, everyone. I guess
Morning.
first thing to say is, go Hoosiers, I guess, even though I am a Purdue fan. But anyway, if you all would stand and rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Guess first up is Miss Kelly here, so.
This is my official petition that if Indiana is in any type of game, we delay commission readings by 2 hours.
How about that?
As any,
Give her the mic.
Got that up.
yeah, any Indiana team, not just IU. So, okay, so I am before you today to request the purchase of a new Chase vehicle for Putnam County EMS. This is part of our 10-year capital replacement plan. We're just a year late due to budgetary reasons. For last year, we replaced the other one. We tried for 3 bids. We only got 2. The third dealer never got back with us. The first one is from Hubler out of Crawfordsville at an amount of $74,548. They will be less $4,874.45 because I think they included taxes on that one, so around 69 and some change. And then the second one is from York here in Greencastle for $65,826.80 minus $289.80 taxes and fee. I think they got rid of most of the taxes. I don't know, but those fees are probably licensing fees or something. But those are the 2 that I have. And then the third piece of paper I included with this one is an estimate from JTN here in town for $13,799.75. I don't think we have to approve that. That's just the lighting package for the Tahoe. I just wanted to include it so that you guys knew what the total cost would be. Both are 4-wheel drive. My current Tahoe is not. And yeah, that's it. We had budgeted 90K and both, even with the lighting package, both come underneath 90K. So
What'd you say the York bid was again? I'm slow.
that's okay. 65,826. But they're both apples to apples because it had to be custom ordered for the middle console to have like the cap.
Computer.
So if you add the 2 together, the cheapest bid from York of 65 and the 13,799.75,
Yep,
that comes to 79,626.55.
yep,
And you say you budgeted 90?
yep,
Okay.
What color is this?
black.
I had a little issue with the black one now. It looks like a swap vehicle.
It does, a little bit.
So can there be a little marking on that thing, is what it is?
Yeah, it'll get stickered.
Okay.
So is this, are we paying cash for this? Is this a
Yeah.
budgeted item, so it's a cash, right?
Yep.
Christina? We're not gonna borrow or nothing, right?
Nope.
Okay, all right.
What are you gonna do with the old one?
We will now, if this gets approved, we'll have the old sheriff's vehicle that we had, or then in the early years that we so kindly
The
referred to
Explorer.
as Brownie. Yeah.
Yep.
We'll have that as an extra vehicle that we were gonna try to absorb back into the county assets for somebody. And then this Tahoe will then become a paramedic chase for when we're like down a truck and the paramedic chases the calls.
What's the time frame?
I think it's sitting on the lot. There's been a black Tahoe, because we went there for the bids and stuff, and I don't know if they ordered something, it's couplers, also got one immediately. And then, once it gets purchased, it'll go to JT and get the lighting package, so it should only be a couple of weeks before it's in service.
Chevrolet, not G, or GM, right?
Do what?
It's Chevrolet, it's not a GM.
Chevy, yeah,
Okay.
Chevy Tahoe.
So what are you thinking?
Make a motion to approve York Automotive 65 82680. Do we need to do them separate? York one and JTN the second? Is two different motions or all together? Okay. And I'll also include in that motion JTN services for $13,799.75 for a total, if South Put math is correct, $79,626.55. Motion to approve it.
I'll second that.
Unanimous.
Couple of other matters, I am working on bids, for the new ambulance. I got, the day of, a family member's funeral, I missed your phone call to let me know. I'll get two sets. I'll get type 3, like the ones we have, and then he said that, you guys wanted to see a second type bid for 4-wheel drive Chevys,
Mhm.
so I'll get those two. The truck that
Does
was,
Chevy still make an ambulance body?
they do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if they did or not.
They do. And then the truck that was wrecked on the Saturday after Thanksgiving, it's already being remounted, like they're on it. She said she already got the insurance check, so I think we have $1,000 deductible. That should be done. I've been told only 80 hours of labor for that remount. And then the truck that's been delayed, that I convinced to get a different one. It was on its way and Ford issued a recall for a blow motor. So,
Of course they did.
of course they did,
Why wouldn't they?
with no idea when it's gonna be fixed. But I did get a picture, I got some pictures, it is there, it just now has a big sign on the dash that says, hold due to recall. So, hopefully I get an update on that.
Where is it being held at?
Orlando,
So we have, I think we have to go down there and check.
Road trip.
Inslee can drive it home.
Yeah. Oh, hey, yeah. Have Inslee dry, yeah.
so yeah, that is my update on that. I would also like to go ahead and request, just as a heads up, to get on the next commissioner's agenda, to discuss, holiday pay for EMS employees, because it's way different than other county employees. So
Okay.
I just need to do some math and see how it would work.
Okay.
Okay? That's all I got.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Awesome. Have a good day.
I forgot to do this at the beginning, I'm sorry. We're gonna wait on the health department for a minute, so. Clint,
Yeah,
you're up.
all right. Got a few handouts here for you to look at, from the traffic counts, north of Rosedale. There's two different sheets there. The one sheet is based on a 45-mile-an-hour speed limit, which it currently is, since it's not otherwise posted. And the other one is for the desired 35-mile-an-hour speed limit. Over the, I think, 3-day time period, there were just over 1,700 vehicles that went through there. And you've got the average speed and the fastest speed and the slowest speed. And then you have the number of enforceable violations depending on the speed limit.
So 332
Yep,
at 45.
at 45.
And then if it was 35 mile an hour, it'd be 1,328 vehicles.
That, violations,
Yeah,
enforceable violations if the speed limit dropped to 35.
yeah.
I did talk to Bliss McNaught, about that. He sent me some literature, from LTAP, as far as the criteria for lowering the speed limit. That's 0.6 of a mile through there, straight as a string, but it does have some rollers in it. They generally take into account, pedestrian traffic, cyclists, if there's playgrounds or schools within that area of the roadway, road width, which I encounter at 10-foot lane, so 20-foot road width. It's a little bit narrower, probably down to 19 in a couple spots, but the line of sight is pretty good through there for the most part. So, I mean, really, at this point, it depends on, you take all that into consideration and see what you want to do. I mean, there's also the thing where you could put a separate speed limit for heavy traffic versus, passenger traffic. You can go his way on that. But regardless of the speed limit, the average speed would have been 40 miles an hour on that stretch of road.
Does that surprise you?
Not really through there.
No? Okay.
Maybe the winter and the top speed.
The drop-offs are
That was
what?
a bit of a surprise, it's almost 70 miles an hour.
Yeah.
That's the exception rather than a rule, obviously.
That's called somebody late for work. Maybe.
Yeah.
Or you spent too much time Saturday night and was heading home.
Yeah, there you go. So did Bliss McKnight say that it's totally up to us to change?
Yeah.
Or what's who enforces it? That's the sheriff's department enforcement or
Yeah, it'd be up to.
Rochdale too, but.
Yeah, it'd be, I guess, Rochdale and/or county enforcement to enforce the traffic, speed limit.
Well, I know when I was contacted about it, it was the police department at Rochdale
Right.
that wanted something done, so,
It all depends on how busy they want to be
yeah.
and boil it down.
My opinion is, I think maybe we ought to just lower it to 35 mile an hour through there, because it does get narrow at the one end where, when the semis are meeting and stuff, I don't think it's actually the trucks. It's just cars going fast meeting trucks that cars think they're bigger than a truck through that one spot where there's been some trucks turn over.
There's a lot of trucks come through there, going up there.
Yeah. And yeah, and this here was done at the beginning of January. If we'd have done it probably back in October or November, the traffic count would have probably been about 3,000. I don't know.
Possibly.
You make a motion to,
I'll make a motion to change the speed limit on County Road 100 East north of Rochdale to 35 mile an hour.
I'll second that.
Unanimous.
All right, we'll get it changed. Get the signs up.
So that'll be from Rochdale town limits to the county line,
Yes.
correct?
I have been getting some quotes in from different dealerships on the tractors. Got 2 quotes from Bain Welker on Case IH and 2 quotes from the Massey dealer, Chris, on Massey Ferguson. I do have those if you want to look at them. I don't have any quotes from John Deere yet. I'll let you look those over. I didn't make copies, so get these back. Keep those.
Yep.
The one Massey dealership would take in the 4630 John Deere on trade.
So 10 horsepower raises it $70,000?
Seems that way.
How about that?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Horsepower's expensive apparently.
Is it the same for the case? 122.4 versus 173.3?
Yeah, just
That's 10 horsepower?
dimmer, like,
There's a 140?
but like one's a Farmall and one's actually a Case IH Magnum tractor.
Okay.
And it's the same thing with these here.
Yeah, well, it's a 140 and a 150.
They're just heavier built tractors.
Okay.
And all the tractors were priced with a front end loader.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're just waiting on the John Deere to come back.
You wanna
To
take
me,
it?
it boils down to service, doesn't it?
a lot of it.
They're all gonna be close to apples to apples. It just boils down to service and,
Yeah, once you get into that category of tractor, they're gonna be very similar.
cause paint color doesn't matter to me. That's the-
Yeah, it does.
Maybe a bit.
Just a tad?
It's just a tad.
So now we're back to the IU Purdue thing, right?
We know
Same,
how that
same
turned out.
concept.
But no, that's where we stand there, just basically waiting on John Deere's quotes. Other than that, had to call some trucks out Saturday night, for slick spots up north. It's kind of a weird thing, there's just one isolated area that, apparently it just snowed nice on, and
Yep.
so we sent a couple trucks up and we got that taken care of. Then you go a little ways either direction from that, and it was dry road, so can't explain it, but. Yeah, other than that, it's pretty much, all I've got.
You got anything?
Nope.
Okay,
Are we
Thanks.
meeting afterwards?
yes,
Okay.
yep. Approval for minutes,
So
I'll make-
moved.
I'll second.
second, third. Now, old business. Miss Joni, or Brian, or Dan, come on up.
The whole crew.
How far do you want us to go?
Close enough where the microphone can hear you. So the folks out in the county can hear. Can we start with exactly what renovations you're wanting to do? And then we'll go into dollars? Does that sound like a plan?
Sounds like a good plan to me.
So what we wanna do in the building?
Yep.
So, yeah, okay.
Yeah, or what, so I see a number here.
I think if you look at the last page there, one of the contractors submitted the drawing that they wrote on. That's kind of what we put together and gave to Dan.
Okay?
So the entrance to the building is on the southwest side over here. So when you enter, there's the lobby. When you go back toward to the left on the west side of the building, that will be the clinical area, the medical area. So there's currently 4 exam rooms over there. We'd be changing one of those exam rooms to an office. If you go further back down that hallway, on the north wall, there's, I think, 5 offices currently. We're gonna cut that down and change that into 2 offices, the lab and vaccination storage area. And then 2 of those will become part of the multi-purpose room that'll be used for a training room, a meeting room, and an emergency operations center. There's a shared office space as well as a decontamination room over here on the left-hand side. That's where the employee entrance will be. Over here. The decon room will also have, there'll be a positive pressure room. So if somebody comes in with like an airborne virus or something like that, we can use that as a secondary exam room without spreading it throughout the entire office. So if you go back to the lobby and you go on the right, on the east side of the building, that's gonna be the environmental health area. So those are all storage, or all clinic rooms right now. Those will be converted into offices. For our currently, our 3 environmentalists, and then we have budgeted for a 4th environmentalist. We just don't have the funds for it right now with the HFI money being cut back. And then in the northeast corner, those are 4 exam rooms as well up here. All 4 of those, that's gonna be converted into one large room, for that multi-purpose room I talked about.
What about the center? It's got a big circle in the center.
Pretty much gonna stay the way it is now. There's not gonna be much done to that.
The notes, yeah, the notes on that were just flooring. We were replacing flooring. I mean, other than
Yeah.
cosmetic in that area, there's really no,
Yep.
walk in there, cause the time that we were down there looking at it, are you gonna leave that the same, or are you gonna?
In the lobby?
Yeah.
So we're gonna,
ceiling looks like.
yeah, gonna cut the lobby down a little bit, cause it's bigger space than what we would need, and add some storage to the front, as well as lower the ceiling, help reduce heating costs and stuff. It'll also give us additional storage on that second floor, when that comes out above the lobby area.
So yeah, we would end up installing an entire floor across that area, so as you would go upstairs up the stairs, there would be an opening where you would go into a storage area, so you would gain nearly all that floor area below would be gained in storage area above.
Currently upstairs, there's, like the utility room, a couple small closets, and it's like the break room. So there's a little kitchenette area, counter space, microwave, refrigerator, stuff like that. Again, that'll mostly stay how it is. It'll be a break room area for us as well.
I think I did include new cabinets and countertops for that break room area, but then I also showed that as a deduct. If you said the cabinets and countertops are fine as is, that could be a deduct. That's under deducts and alternatives. The numbers at the top in the spreadsheet basically are all inclusive of everything that they want to do. That includes the creating the floor, the storage area. It includes insulation, so that in that area, that building's kind of set up in 3 sections. The 2 flanker sections sort of have insulation in the ceiling, but it's insulation that's just been dropped down on top of the drop tile, and about half of that is not there, stacked up. So your heating and cooling cost in that building, as it sits right now,
I know
like on a
gas-
day like today, probably astronomical.
I know they heat it with gas and it runs about $800 a month.
So what?
Right now.
Yeah, so what we figured in this number is, one, removing all the drop tile in the ceiling and putting all new drop tile in the ceiling in that building, all new lighting. When we remove that, all that old insulation in those 2, what I call it flanker areas, would go away. Then we're gonna spray foam the walls and the roof deck in both of those areas, which is included in this. So now that building is, in essence, completely encapsulated. So one, if anybody has to pull a wire, do anything above that drop ceiling, they don't have fiberglass insulation falling on them, which then what they do with it is throw it out of the way. It never gets put back. So that's all gone. So anything that would need to be done above that drop ceiling can be done. That area is all insulated, and I don't have any way to predict what your
Right.
Lack of heat loss is, but I would say over 5 to 10 years, you would easily make up that insulation and what you're gonna save in heating cost. And with that, then we figured an entirely new drop ceiling in there, all new lighting in that area. This bid, other than, of course, I said it wrong, other than the positive pressure exhaust, which is shown down as adds or alternatives, and these numbers should be all inclusive of everything that they wanted. That, and then the generator, we discussed doing a whole building generator. That's shown separately, and I think that was because that might even come out of separate funds, or I'm not sure how that would work.
Does it currently have one?
Does not.
It does not.
Okay, okay.
And
Is that a requirement, or is that
Well, it's a.
because
yeah,
your
it's a-
coolers, that's
It's
your,
kind of a twofold requirement. Like, it's required for our vaccination program to get free vaccines from the state to give out to underinsured or folks with no insurance. It's required to have a generator for that, but also if we're using hazardous waste funds, the key phrasing is the emergency operations center, so we have to have power for that multi-purpose room as well. So that's what the 2 things the generator's for.
And that pricing is if we have a generator size large enough to run the entire building. So now, we can look at alternative bids if you can get a smaller generator, and we could split the circuitry out to, okay, just these required areas need to have, generator backup.
see what the difference is
Right,
in
but
price.
this bid is, the entire building is up, running, and functioning.
So the reason we went with we are pushing for requesting a this lobby space also as like a warming center in the winter, a cooling center in the summer, or like a temporary emergency shelter as well, so.
Is that diesel or?
It would be natural gas.
That's what's on your there, correct?
Which would tie into what.
Yeah, it would tie into what's there, so. So yeah, the numbers at the top, and then other than the positive pressure, which I did it backwards, I said negative pressure. Positive pressure exhaust in the one room would be an add. Then there's also deducts, but this would,
Oh, I said it wrong, it's negative.
okay, negative
You're
pressure,
right.
okay, so,
Yeah.
but so the number at the
Some
bottom.
kind of pressure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, some sort of pressure, but this also includes new entryways into it, so they'd be automatic sliding entry doors at the airlock is included, so if you've been to the Putnam County Museum, we did something very similar to that. Those doors would still break away, but they both slide, so as someone walks up, you don't have to push a button, you don't do anything, they automatically open. This also,
Both sets.
yes,
Both
both
sets
sets.
of doors would.
This also includes, there's two hollow metal frame doors that are in the rear of the area that are exits. That's also replacing those. The one would be set up with a card reader so that the employees can use that one entrance at the back, but those doors would be replaced and be new, so. And then we
With a
would,
lot more secure door, or just, are they just old?
they're just old,
Okay.
yeah,
I can see
old,
daylight
they're
now.
starting to rust.
Okay.
They're-
Yep, yep.
I would guess in a few years, if they're not very operational now, you'll be replacing them, or trying to fix them, so.
So then if we look at dollars, are we at, am I reading 295, 969, 44?
That's 296, right?
296.
Okay, that's where I can't. 296, 969?
Yes.
But you said if we do negative, positive, whatever pressure room,
We need to add
that's
$5,600.
$5,600. And then if you want a whole building generator, that's $80,000. That includes installation. Okay. So, not looking at, just focusing on that dollar amount. What is our options, Christina, for where that money would come from? Because we're gonna pay the the yearly payment out of hazardous waste because of that's allowed by law, right?
Yep.
So that's gonna come out of there. What are our options for this renovation? And then what's the health department's thoughts on options for that? Do you have any dollars to add to that or not, or?
We do,
Those are the Rick questions.
yeah, we do. What we were going to try to do is save our dollars for the items that would not actually be like a renovation, but we would need, like the chairs for the waiting room, the new bed for the exam room,
Right.
the lab.
FF&E
doing the
or whatever
lab
it's called.
Equipment, like those type of things inside the building. The preparedness room would need to have tables and things like that. Those were where we were going to try to spend our money and not ask the county
Okay.
for that.
So the grand total is gonna be 410,477.44, right?
Correct. And
With,
then the building.
including the generator in?
That's everything.
Yeah.
What'd you say for what?
$410,477.44.
Okay.
And now, are you adding?
I
you're
just,
adding
I added
all
the.
the ads?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
which I don't believe, some of those ads, like the new service panels, I don't believe is gonna be necessary. That's $20,000. We just included that in there because those service panels.
Just in case?
Those service panels were made, I can't remember who they're made by. They've been bought, that company's been bought like 5 different times in the last 20 years. So while you can still get parts, you can't get parts for the service panels. We believe everything in there is still adequate to do what we're gonna do because we're not really adding much. We're just changing some things around. But yeah, I mean, if you wanted to have a $20,000 buffer in here, you could include it. I don't believe we're gonna need that, but we,
Is this something that, my question, do we need to do everything that before they get moved in? Because 5 years down the road, or 10 years down the road, is this electrical where we're gonna have to shut the place down for a week or two to replace? You know what I mean?
And that's the only reason that we went ahead and included that bid. Is it needed now? We don't believe so.
Okay.
But could there be a issue
There's
10
always-
years from now where now all of a sudden you can't get breakers, you can't get parts, you can't get anything for them? And yes, is that a possibility that at some point in time that could happen? Yes. So that's why that 20,000 is in there as an ad.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna do it, I think we just do it and be done. I mean, you know, just get it up and hopefully we don't have to do nothing for it for a good while.
And that's was the idea with the numbers that I've put together is this building is gonna be as new as this building can be. When you walk in, it's been repainted, it has new drop ceiling, the flooring is all consistent. I mean, you're making an investment in the health department for it to be something that is now, I guess, taken care of now and out of your hair to a degree for the foreseeable future. And you're not revisiting this.
One of the biggest issues we had when we started looking at this building was the roof. And what if we all decided, is the roof good for a while?
And that number's included in here.
It's in
That
there.
number is in there?
Yeah.
Yes, that number
Okay.
is in here.
Okay,
It's in there.
I missed that then, okay.
Yes.
All right,
So,
well, that answers that question.
yeah.
So,
It's roofing labor and roofing materials. It looks like it's just under 30,000.
That's correct.
okay,
So actually, the total cost of this whole project then would be, $1,110,477.44, right?
Yes.
Plus,
with the purchase of the building.
yeah, with the, yeah.
Back,
Yep.
back when we first initially had this paper that you drew up
Yep,
there,
yep,
that is only about $50,000 more than what we
Pretty
had
close, isn't it?
initially said. So I thought that was really good.
so, we weren't too far off, were we?
No, so you had said 1,053,000. It's coming out to
Stop, but
1,010,000.
math works sometimes.
So I think that's, and that was not knowing some of the things that have been added that we didn't realize needed to be replaced, that they do have to be replaced.
Outside of FF&E, the only thing this quote doesn't include is like all the IT stuff, which again,
That comes
we're
out of our
considering
budget.
that like stuff that we're gonna.
You're gonna take care of that
Yes.
with your,
All
Yeah,
the,
'cause-
yeah, like, once the building is established, everything inside that needs to be done, the IT, the furnishing for the waiting room, the nurses' rooms, the lab, the preparedness room, all of that kind of stuff, that's what we're holding our budget for,
okay.
so that we don't have to come back and ask you guys for anything.
What kind of time frame, in your opinion?
Well,
Comfortable
It-
time frame?
if this is approved, the first thing we need to do is get on the drafting and drawings and get everything submitted to the states, get our CDRs. I think we have time to get that done and get that ready by March 1st or very close to March 1st, because my understanding is that's when you take possession of the building. So, assuming that
Somewhere in there?
yeah, assuming that our ducks fall in a row, and I would say we're 5 to 6 weeks to get all that submitted, get our CDR. There's nothing overly complicated about what we're doing. It's more of a formality. I don't foresee there being any issues on the state's end of it. Just the county building department asked us to do that just so that we stay consistent with anyone else that would come in and
Correct.
request a permit for something like this, so.
Yep.
That's probably the most important thing, but I would say relative to that, we should be able to start the contractor should be able to start this project in that March 1st range whenever we take possession, and then I would say this is probably a
3 month.
3 to 4 month project.
Okay,
So you're talking probably by the 1st of August, if everything
Yes.
goes as planned.
1st of August, 1st of September, probably in a worst case scenario. So.
Put your hand up.
So, Joni and I had a meeting with the hospital last week. Sadly, Mr. England's not here today, but the hospital's under the impression that the
can't be.
That's how we felt as well.
So we went up to have a meeting with two other people about the community health needs assessment, and Dennis approached us in the lobby. That's how that meeting came to be.
Okay.
And he wanted to talk to me about the utilities.
Yeah.
Because as of February 2nd, they'll be out of that building completely. It will be sitting empty. So he did not want to turn the utilities off, and especially in this type of weather. And so he wanted to know who those utilities go under. And I said, well, I believe they'll go under the health department because the health department will be paying those bills. But I have a meeting with the commissioners Tuesday. I will ask them. So we need to discuss that. He said that he would get me a list of all of the utilities so that when he calls and says we're shutting them off, we can call and say, please turn them on. And that is when he said the closing was February 2nd. And I said, oh, I didn't hear that. And so there's gonna be a problem, because like if we're not closing, is he gonna shut those utilities off? Can the county pay for utilities if they don't truly own the building? Like how, that probably needs to have a conversation with you guys.
We'll
and
work
Dennis.
through, because we have not even solicited bids for loans yet. So we'll work, we have a meeting, the commissioners and the hospital board.
Supposed to be the 3rd. We don't know.
February 3rd, I think.
Right, we have a meeting 1st of February with the hospital, and we'll work on those details, okay?
Okay, so
So,
hospital third meeting.
Well, it's,
but yeah, Christina's a couple different things.
see, my email's not working, I don't know.
I got it for February 3rd.
February 3rd, 9 AM.
Okay.
Is our meeting, that was what I read.
I responded
I read
back.
that yesterday.
So, okay, they did.
So,
All right, she
yeah,
did.
so the health department has never, they have never paid utilities, correct?
Correct.
Right? So how will that, because they're gonna have, will the utilities for that building be in the health department's name? Or is it in the government, the county government's name? I don't, this is our first foray into,
Trying to remember what EMS and,
yeah, I don't
sheriff
remember.
does, because the bills
Right.
go to those departments, they don't come to my office.
Well, where I'm going with that is expect to pay deposits.
Yes.
You'll have to pay deposits too, being a brand new, they'll basically consider that a brand new customer.
And I guess
So-
the fiber, the internet line will be cut and a new one will have to be placed because it runs from the hospital through that backfield to that building. And Dennis specifically said, you know, you're gonna wanna make sure that you contact Endeavor or Metronet with plenty of time for them to get that new line because it will be severed, they said.
There you go. Switching back to these dollars, if we approve this today, what's the process next for the council and everything else?
They wouldn't be able to hear it until the February meeting.
Since they have a meeting tonight, then it would go
It has
till,
to be advertised.
correct, it'll have to go to the February meeting, which means he would not be able to proceed until that meeting, if it gets approved that night. So, if it goes to the 3rd week of February, will you have to rebid anything?
I don't think they'll have to rebid anything.
Okay.
The bids are good.
Pretty good, okay.
There was nothing on the bids that said this is only good for 30 days, or
Okay.
this is only good for 15 days, or
All right.
anything like that.
So let me ask the question, and that is about, $9,000, $10,000, is that correct, the top two things?
Yes.
So is, and this is where I don't know the cart and the horse and how things are allowed. If that's something that the health department pays for and doesn't have to get approved from the council, then could that speed up the process?
If you already have it appropriated,
Yes,
then you don't have to go before the council.
I do or don't?
You do not.
Okay, it's appropriate.
Okay.
It's in a
So if that
miscellaneous.
money's appropriated, then you can skip the council step, and you can do steps 1 and 2.
Okay,
Pay
so-
for it yourself,
Yes,
and that gets started immediately.
that's what I'm asking, like, so we don't have to wait for the council to approve even having
No,
the
you
whole
do not.
building, because they've already kind of
Nope,
approved
nope.
with that?
And that way we can
Yep.
get
And
two things going.
those two
on at the
items are the longest,
Right.
would take the
Well, and
longest.
that would be, yeah, if we can't start those items, and that's, I think, where Joni's going, if we can't start those till the end of February.
Then you're
we
looking
could-
at
we can,
October.
right, we can throw, starting in March out the window, we'll be starting in, and then, and now the building's sitting there for,
So that is the kind of funds or the moments where, okay, I can get that revenue faster, I guess, without asking permission and being advertised.
100%.
Okay, so that will reduce your cost by about $10,000.
Okay.
I did look in the utilities, and it is in the department's name,
Okay.
so it'd be the health department.
So when I'm supplied with that list, or I guess when you guys, will someone call Dennis and say, don't shut that off on February 2nd?
We will.
I'll take care of it.
The commissioners will take care of,
Okay. But I mean, I'm
now that
happy
we're
to
hearing
call-
that apparently they're out sooner, because we have not heard that yet.
Right.
They've sent out flyers like
Because
Dr.
our,
Amos.
What
the
was
hospital's
March?
been telling us March 1st.
Yeah.
It's-
So if they're out early, then we will proceed and try to get all the bridges
Their
covered.
doctor's
and-
offices will open and be ready for business February 2nd.
Okay, all right. Back to where this money is being, if we approve this $400,000, what's our options for how we pay for
The
this?
loan, Havers Place, right?
Well, we can have it included in the loan and do a construction loan, that's an option.
When is the loan payments gonna start?
We have no idea, we have not
No,
even.
we haven't done anything.
Well, my question is, if it's not gonna start to say till next year, do you take part of this out of Havers Place this year?
Yep.
Or a chunk of it, and then
Yep.
your loan payments start next year? Otherwise, your only other options are like human capital development, possibly war chest, or rainy day.
Okay. All right.
I have a question, because I don't know how this works. Like, you guys are talking about taking money out of different funds. So like, do you have to bid to the bank to get the loan before we can even start any of this and go to a closing?
No.
Okay, so you guys will pay for it and then go backwards and get a loan?
No, we will, now that we know, now that this information's been brought to us,
Yeah.
we're gonna solicit bids this week for the
Yeah.
banks, okay? We will start that process. We could have already had it done if we were waiting on the
What
market.
was, right.
We're kinda waiting on the feds to see if they were gonna cut another interest rate, but, to help the county out with interest, but,
So then once you guys bid, that's like just a somewhat of a 2 or 3 week process? Or-
if we call the banks today and tell them our next meeting, which is the 1st of February.
They'll have it.
They'll have bids for us and we'll vote on it that night.
And then you'll start the closing process?
Mhm.
And
Yes.
is that like a normal house? Does that take 30 days?
It takes a few weeks, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, yeah. There's gonna be limbo here, no matter how we look at it,
So,
now that we know this.
so like Christina, tell me if I'm wrong or right, you probably got more updated figures than I got. So the paper I got here, the rainy day fund shows that we got almost 2.8 million in it. Is that correct? Or?
Correct.
So could we, I mean, my thinking is, instead of borrowing all the money, if we could just take the construction cost out of either, like she said, the rainy day fund or the war chest, and then bid for the property, and then pay it back by the hazardous waste money.
Your war chest has 1.9 million.
Right, yeah.
Okay. And then, say that last part again, Andy?
Hmm?
Say that last part, pay back what?
Well, I mean, we're gonna make the loan payment back with the hazardous waste money
Yes.
that we collect.
Yep,
And hopefully we get that changed here this legislative session.
correct. Yep.
What we were told on Saturday, is that correct, ma'am? So, I got a witness now, so.
You do have a witness. You do have a witness. Are we good with all the renovations? That's my next question.
I'm good with it.
I'm pretty good with it too.
I see we have a couple representatives of the health board.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, Doc?
Yes, I think this is great. It's been a long project,
Yes, it
like I
has.
said before, and you guys have supported, and the county council has supported this project to get the health department where they need to be, and have the room to do what they're doing now and need to do in the county to help out. So, as chairman, and I've got a member here from
thanks.
Well,
So,
we got,
I guess we can't really, I mean, we could approve the construction cost, but do we need to close on the building first and all that, or do what?
well, we can make the motion tentative on the final purchase and everything. But we already have a contract with the hospital to
Right.
purchase the building. It's just working out the kinks of when, the paperwork part of it.
Yeah.
Is that what the meeting is for? Or do
Well,
you-
sorta,
or do you
kinda.
know?
We, without getting too far in the weeds, yes and no.
Yeah.
Part of the meeting is about purchasing the building, the other part of the meeting is about other things that go on between the commissioners and the hospital that we'll talk about at a later date. How's that? Is that the politically correct answer?
Yes, it is.
Of course it is. All right, with that said, I'm gonna make a motion that we approve these estimates submitted by R&D Construction, or however, yeah, insert last name. For a number not to exceed, and I'm just gonna, $420,000. Okay, that gives us room in case
Yep.
there's some change order, there's something here or there that we don't foresee once you get into construction.
I second that motion.
All right, we're gonna take,
You aren't done yet?
well, we're trying to figure out where to get that money.
Well, you're meeting with the council tonight.
Yeah.
Do you want to just discuss at their meeting tonight?
Is that allowable?
Well, you can do it in the regular meeting. You can ask Stephanie
Under
if you
old
can
minute.
add it.
Is that allowable, Presidente?
We're under old minute
If
or old
the
business.
board allows you to talk, yes.
Because we,
Well,
I
that way
agree.
the council can direct me where they would like to take that money.
Okay.
Maybe they want to do a
Okay,
split.
so I make that motion, where we're going to get the funds is
Pending
to
discussion.
be announced.
Yes.
TBA. How's that? Pending council discussion. Does that make sense? Okay. All right.
You second it.
I second it.
I need to make it unanimous.
Okay.
I have
Any-
one other question, Rick. Should the conversation of county offices be brought up in the building, like other offices in our building be brought up?
That's up to you. Do you want other offices in your building?
No, I don't, like, if that was going to be
She's heard me
done.
talk.
Yeah. So that's why my board.
That's entirely up to you.
That's why board members are also here, that
If you guys are lonely.
this subject that needed to be discussed, our board is here, we're ready to answer questions on why we don't think that that would be a good thing for space reasons. And so if you wanted to have a conversation about that, we're here to have a conversation about that.
Well, tell me your reason why.
We don't have a room. We were approved by the commissioners, I think before you became a commissioner, to hire 2 additional people. We have been working on trying to get a new space for 3 years. We could not hire those people because it kind of got dragged out, so like we kept waiting for that space to hire those people. So those positions have been approved. The funding has became a little bit more trickier with the HFI funding. So we still need those positions, and the space that we would have would allow for those 2 more individuals to come in. So if other county offices came into our space, it would again put us right back to, okay, we don't have the office space for our own staff to be able to do what the state continues to keep putting on the local level to do. And so that's why, I just didn't want to immediately start right back out with, I don't have room to hire someone.
I can't move my office in there with you.
Dr. Amos's office
Especially
is
the
available. So, if you want to come share Dr. Amos's space for the health officer, that's available.
Actually, I would love, this. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? Would be.
Just bring your laptop.
The roof may come off of the building one day.
I know that it has been said a few times, so I thought, instead of wondering or comments being said, to like actually find out what the goal was of the commissioners, to find out what needed to be done, or for our board and our, Brian and I to say why we
Well, I'll just be honest with you. I'd probably get outvoted on what I wanted to do, so you got a building all to your own, man.
I appreciate
Well,
that.
I still, since you got working hand in hand with the corner, I like to put the corner back into the boardhouse.
The only time I worked hand in hand with the corner was when I was their secretary, and I'm no longer their secretary. So I don't work any more with them than I do with the medical certifiers or the funeral homes. So I don't see the corners. They come and get burial transit permits.
But every death certificate, the corner, you have to go to you, that's, I'm just,
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I,
We don't, when the building department was in our space, and the corner was in our space, and the health department was all in that tiny space, it was because you couldn't get a septic permit without a building permit.
It's that away now.
Yeah, but they need space, look at all their staff, we need space with our staff, it was like, I think jobs have evolved, and what is required of these different departments has evolved, and so the space constraints are not, big enough.
I do like the idea of the corner being in there, though.
I've talked to the corner, he's not upset with where he's at.
EMA has,
Oh, EMA,
yeah, because they, that's taking our office.
so the same struggle would happen for the health
We
department.
have a space in the new annex
Yeah.
for
We
a
haven't-
corner. If we,
Yes.
let's build a new annex. I'm just throwing that out there in left field.
I appreciate that.
Thanks, Rick.
It seems like we were just going in circles there. We had to break that real quick.
No,
So we'll take care of the cost for the state stamps and permit and drafting of blueprints, and then
Yes,
we'll.
that would help your
everything
cause
else,
tremendously.
We'll wait for you guys to.
Yes, get that
dig and
going.
all that.
I'll work directly with them.
Yep,
and we'll start contacting banks today.
yep. We'll send out the,
Dan, send me an invoice.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Does anybody in the audience have anything to say?
you think you could do the other side of the courthouse for a minute? Is Karen listening? Can she actually hear? Okay, all right. So,
Another old business I wanna bring up, I think we've talked about it, is to get in contact, oh my gosh, my mind just went blank, with our sound people to make this kind of stationary in here so we don't have the problems. I talked to Christina
okay,
and I did, Tech Ryan, that's it.
okay.
I don't know what you
Have
guys
him
think.
get us a quote on permanent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm okay with that. Tom? Yeah,
I think it's great.
yeah, she's, okay, good. Okay.
You got anything?
Oh, old business?
Yeah.
Talk about your legislative update Saturday, anything? I've got a couple things if,
Well, what I did find out was, you all know that we've been trying to push for a stone tax to go through. We did find out that it didn't make out of the reading committee or whoever, the first I don't know whatever part of it is, but they said they were all in favor of maybe doing it next year because this year's not a budget year, so they wanna put it off for a year. And then Stephanie and I did talk to Mr. Bo Baird, and since he's chairman of the environmental, we're gonna try to get our tipping fee changed with landfill at Roachdale. I'll put it correctly, cause since it's a Roachdale address, I still call it Russellville. To get our tipping fee changed, and hopefully that'll get increased, so we'll get more money, and the state will get less of it, so. Then, oh my gosh, other than that,
Right.
there was just some,
they, the legislators are working, for the last 20 years, they've been wanting to get rid of township trustees. So, looks like there's gonna be, there's a bill introduced. They're working with the Commissioners Association and other associations, the Township Association. It's still in committee. Looks like maybe a township of less than 6,700 may have to merge with another township. So it's something we'll look at our townships and see how they run. There's a caveat in there of if they have a fire department, so we're still trying to figure what that means. Is that a paid fire department or a territory or district, or is that a volunteer fire department? This is step number 1 that would take effect in '28 if this bill passes. So, and this is, like I said, step 1. And this is, now it's personal opinion that they will go to work towards either having counties merge to where there's only 2 to 4 township trustees per, or do away with them altogether. All that would fall back on the commissioners. So, see how this bill goes, and I think our county, moving forward, needs to look at, there are 3 counties in the state right now that are actively merging township trustees. So that's something I feel like that maybe we should look at as we go forward, because it is coming down the pipeline whether we want it or not. This is also going to affect fire. I think this is something that the county, there are counties in this state that are actively going to paid countywide fire departments that work with volunteers also. This is something that the cities now, because of all the Senate Bill 1 from last year, is actively looking at. They say they're, with the way the changes are, they're not going to be able to afford their fire departments. Maybe getting with counties. So these are just things that are actively changing that we need to be aware of. The other one that updates that over the weekend and stuff that I was reading about is the builders are a very powerful political action in the State House. They are really wanting to, they are struggling, they say, to build homes in the state of Indiana because the counties are holding them back with all the building recommendations and septics too, which the septic's been ongoing for the last few years. So they're wanting to do away with, or not do away, but change how the inspections and how many inspections and this and that. So look for that to come down the pipeline. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? That's to be, depends on what side of the fence you're on. You know, if we don't do any inspections on a home builder, who knows what the home builder's getting? I don't know the answer, right or wrong, but, so those are some of the things. The siding bill they're working on, they're still talking about that. There's, who knows where that's going. That's a daily discussion up there, but that's just something that, and if those people, what's a siding bill? That has to do with home rule. There's been a push to take home rule away from counties, from the legislature the last few years, and I don't see it going away. We need to fight for that, because that means that if they take home rule away, then they can place any type of energy anywhere they want in the state of Indiana. We don't have a say-so in it. As you all know, there's a small issue with that in our county going on right now, so, but that's just something that I urge everyone to please reach out to your legislators. Let them know what you think, what's going on, and just try to keep updated with it. So that's my soapbox, Andy.
And two, the major players in this home rule do represent Putnam County. I mean, Bo is president or chairman of the environmental, and Rod Bray's president of the Senate, so, I mean, chairman of the Senate.
Sure, yep, so, 100%.
And if you want their cell phone numbers, I'll give them to you.
So, that's all I got.
You got
They
anything?
got is the EMA's requesting a copy machine. They did come up with a purchase price of $28.90, or at least price is 7502, but they need permission from the commissioners to take it to council.
2,890?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then you'll
That
have,
seems better.
Yes.
yes.
She emailed me, and I told her that if she didn't have money in her budget, she would have to go before the council.
Yes, but we have to get approved.
So do we
permission.
approve that first?
That's between you and her if you want to.
No, I mean, what's the I can't remember the
She's your
process.
employee, so,
Yeah,
if she doesn't have it in her budget, so you would need to just tell her, you know, yea or nay, if you think that she needs, that copier. I mean, I don't know what size or anything that she needs,
I've got
or
it
if
here.
that's what she needs.
And so the 911 copier is not sufficient, or
It's a
how
different
does that work?
Because you got different groups using the copy machine. You got CERT, you got co-ed, plus EMA, plus she does teaching. So I make a motion to approve it pending council approval.
Proceed. Is that per year, is that a one-time fee, or,
If you purchase one, it's a 2-year warranty,
so that's the purchase?
purchase of, $2,890.
Does she have that in her budget?
It's not in the budget.
Okay, so it'd have to come out of somewhere.
She'd have to take the council.
So do we push it on down the line to the
That's what I say,
council, let
make
them
a
work?
motion, pending approval of council.
I second that.
Okay, unanimous, all right. Here it comes, council.
Other than that, I don't have any more, unless I think about it afterwards, but I don't. Does anybody out here got anything to say?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Bob, where'd you get a hat that fast?
Thank you all for coming.
Huh? Where'd you get that hat that fast? Huh? Did you just fly in last night? I was like, look at that.
Here we go.
How are you? I heard you were coming. I haven't gotten back with him yet. Nice calf. Just tell him I was feeding cows, cattle cows. I ain't got a fish job where I can just sit in the house all day like him.
The company over on 36.
Okay.
The company over on 36 that sells farm equipment, they keep buying it. But we work with this one and that one.
Oh, are you serious? Well, that's
I thought I might be good. I don't know how much it costs.
wow.
Wanted to come up and say hi and introduce yourself.